Welcome back. Today, I'm reviewing coolers. Got 6 of them here, 5 of them under $200, all about in the 55 quarts range in terms of size. So I'll be reviewing them based on a couple factors. We've got price, weight, quality, ice retention, and a couple others as well. So if you're looking to upgrade your cooler for your tailgate setup, or you're looking for a new cooler for all your summer activities, but don't want to break the bank, stay tuned. And don't forget to like and comment. We're going to be picking one lucky winner from the comments and sending them one of these coolers for free. So add a comment to this video and maybe your name will get chosen. All right, so first cooler up is the Coleman 316 series 52 quart. It's the basic model, it's the cheap model, it's the cheap version that I grabbed from Walmart, but I wanted to test it out just as a baseline. So things I like. First off, gotta like the price. $38, really affordable, not gonna break the bank. It's also super light, can carry by yourself, just under 10 pounds. And it actually did an okay job holding ice. It actually wasn't the worst out of the 6 coolers I have, which is interesting. Things that maybe aren't so great, it's a little cheap and plasticky, so you're not gonna impress anybody. It doesn't have any latches on it, so it doesn't really close shut real tight, which is part of the reason why it doesn't hold ice for super long. Not going to be the perfect cooler for spending a weekend out in the woods, but if you're just going to the beach, just going to a tailgate, don't want to worry about something fancy getting dinged up or beat up, and just want to hold ice for an afternoon, this is great. All right, next up, we've got the Igloo Overland 50 quart cooler. The second cheapest cooler we've got here at $89. Also, the second lightest cooler we've got here at about 14 pounds, which is great. Has some handy accessories in the rubber latches. It's got a nice bottle opener built in on the front. I don't know if you can see that under the overhang here. And simple handles on the side. So did a really good job in the ice retention test. Actually held ice for the second longest out of any cooler we have, or I tested here, which is cool. Things that it's kind of lacking, simple design, kind of feels a little cheap and plasticky on the top here. And though it does have latches, they're rubber latches, they don't snap into place, they kind of just push into place here. I'm a little nervous these might wear over time, but performed pretty well in the ice test. Good price, good weight, it's got a lot going for it. All right, next up we have the Lifetime 55 quart cooler. This one comes in at $129. It also comes in at 26 pounds, which is pretty heavy, especially empty. So a little on the heavier side, but has a lot of nice things to it. One that I really like is these latches. Really nice and satisfying snap when you close these latches, which is great. Keeps things nice and tight. It comes with a bottle opener here. Generally just kind of looks cool. I like the edging, I like the kind of shape to it. Rope handles, which are nice for, carrying with 2 people. Unfortunately though, it didn't perform as well as I was hoping in the ice test. It was right about at the middle of the road, middle of the pack in terms of how long it kept ice. So that's not great. And yeah, again, the weight is a little disappointing as well. Pretty heavy to lift up by myself. Even while it's empty. So if you've got this thing full of ice, full of drinks, make sure you got a second person for this one. But overall, cool look. I like the latches. Wish it was a little better on the ice and the weight. All right, next up we've got the Igloo BMX 52 quart cooler. This one has a price tag of $129 and is weighing in at just around 15 pounds. So very manageable weight, should be able to carry this one by yourself. Also, like the handles here, like the compact design, nice and close together. Also like the fine details, looks pretty cool, looks pretty sleek actually. On the top, you've got a little ruler there so you can measure stuff, so probably great for fishing. Did a great job on the ice retention test, actually was the best out of all 6 coolers here. Probably due to these latches. I do think, these latches could be a little smoother. They're kind of hard to take on and off, and I could definitely see them wearing over time. Would also be nice to have a bottle opener on it. It does not have one of those, though really easy to just tie one on for $1 and 50 cents. Otherwise, a lot going for this thing in terms of price, in terms of weight, in terms of ice retention. You know, I like it a lot. Okay, next cooler up is the Rtic 52 quart ultralight series. This one's coming in at $199 and weighing 21 pounds. So little heavy. This is probably my favorite looking cooler of the 6 that I'm reviewing. You know, really like the colors, really sleek look. I like the orange and green. Has a nice big handle on the front, easy to lift, and I like the rope handles on the side. These are handy, again, for carrying with 2 people. Since it is a little on the heavier side though, should be able to carry yourself depending on how much stuff you've got in it. It's got a nice latching system that is rubber, so it has a chance to wear over time. Performed really well in the ice retention test, tied for 2nd place in terms of holding ice the longest. I like this cooler, I like the look of it. It is near the top end in terms of weight, and it's also near the top end of my range in terms of price. All right, last up is the Igloo Trailmate Journey 70. A little different than the rest, so it's 70 quarts, which means it's about 15 quarts bigger than the others. A little more expensive at $249, so it's the only cooler above $200 that I'm reviewing, and it also weighs a ton. So it weighs 34 pounds, so it's much heavier than any of the other coolers I'm reviewing. So why am I reviewing it? It looks really cool, and also I wasn't really sure, you know, what 70 quarts would look and feel like. So I wanted to get one to compare and just see, you know, is it worth getting that extra space? Things this thing has going for it. I like the wheels. I like that it has bottle openers on both sides. You can't see it, but it also has one on this side. Has a ton of little compartments, which is handy. Different trays that you can use and set up, you know, a picnic at the beach or at, you know, a soccer game or something. Comes with little cup holders you can put on the back here, put your drink in, put something else in. I don't really know what you put in it. Yeah, also has some cup holders on top, so great for kind of setting up in a field, at a park, somewhere, and this kind of being your home base. Pretty nifty for that. Things I don't love about it, you know, first off, the weight, really heavy. You're not gonna be able to carry this by yourself when it's full of ice and drinks. So you will be able to wheel it, which is nice, but forget carrying it by yourself. You're gonna need 2 people. Even then, it'll probably be a struggle. If you are gonna carry it, it's not really clear where you're supposed to grab. I mean, it's got a handle here, but then I've grabbed this like 3 or 4 times, but this just pops out. So don't grab that, I guess grab this, but you know, it's kind of weird. Quality feels a little cheap. You know, it's plasticky. It doesn't have any sort of latch close, so it just kind of closes and you gotta push it down to seal it, which makes sense because it performed the worst out of all 6 coolers on the ice retention test. So it doesn't hold ice for a super long time either. So it's really expensive, it's really heavy, doesn't hold ice for a long time, feels kind of cheap. You know, it looks cool and it has wheels, but you know what I'll say is you can get a wheeled option, or most of these coolers sell wheel accessories at the very least. So if it's wheels you want, I don't think it's worth splurging for this one. I think grab a wheel option of a different cooler. This one's just a little too expensive. It basically performed the worst of the 6 coolers I tested here. So I wanted to make sure that I provided the scores for each cooler in the different categories that I was judging them on. So I put together this simple spreadsheet sorted by price from cheapest to most expensive, and I've color-coded the values, green being good, yellow being average, and red being poor. I've also added columns for whether the cooler was lockable, whether you could apply a lock to it, or whether it came with a bottle opener. I didn't color code them just because, to me, these criteria wasn't super important, but I wanted to add it in case it was to you. So here are the scores that I used to judge these coolers and how I picked a winner. And the winner is the Igloo Overland 50 quart cooler. This is a great little cooler. Under $100 in price, very affordable, lightweight, maintains ice really well. It comes with a built-in bottle opener, which is great. I like this thing a lot. It was a close call between this and the BMX, but $40 more for, you know, essentially a sleeker look. So I think save your $40, buy yourself a case of beer and a bag of ice, and enjoy the summer, enjoy tailgating. This one's going to serve you well. So I'm excited for it. If you own one, leave a comment. Leave a comment if you don't, so you have a chance to win one. We're going to be giving one out for free. But yeah, this is great, and I'm excited. I might keep this one for myself. This is a great little cooler. Hopefully this video was helpful. We've got links in the description for each one of these coolers. And don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.